and Spider Avenger Miller here, and I'm kind of testing out the Desperado. This is going to be like a short 10-minute, 15-minute stream because I don't have a ton of time. But
And I'm here to also provide some nice little knowledge on it since, yes, I do have it. It will be up soon. I just don't know when.
yeah, when's your review coming, Spider? Okay,
Dude, I just moved.
but I got the darts, lots of darts. So it is time to shoot this thing.
Indeed. And I will give some exposition. So many of you who know this blaster, it is a double action pistol. And it's so much fun as he's doing right now. So this kind of action is very rare to do. It's been done. Busby's done it a few times. Nerf did like 4 iterations.
Yes, they did the speed load. No, the Snapfire 8. They did the Dart Fire, which is a super soaker that shot darts, and then they did the Nail Biter and Void Caster. 3 people in chat. Let's go.
Sweet. And this kind of system, like this is the first pistol that we've had in this for a while. There's been a few iterations before. However, this is like the only pistol. Well, it's the second pistol that we've had, and to be honest, it's fun.
Yeah, and this is definitely like first impressions for now. This is definitely the best double action blaster. One criticism of wanting to address, I've seen people talking about this, is that you can't practice trigger discipline with this. But the way the trigger's design is, you kind of don't need to because you have to squeeze pretty hard to actually do it. And like as long as you just kind of do this, you don't really have to worry about trigger discipline.
Yeah, because like something that might also help if you were. So the only gripe I have with it is kind of the grip, and it's mostly just because the trigger is designed to be pretty big. Because to pull back and fire a dart, especially with the performance that this actually does hit, it requires a pretty heavy trigger pull, but it's actually a light trigger pull. Like I think
Yeah,
most people expect this to be like a heavy trigger pull. This is comfy.
yeah. It reminds me a bit of the Aeon Pro X Prime. It's like it's a stiff prime, but it's really smooth to do.
Exactly. And chronograph data on this. So right now I'm averaging about 65 feet per second. Actually, no, more like 60. This
Yeah,
kind of gets between 80, well, yeah, not 80, 50 and 60. And that's to be expected because if they were to make the shoot about 100 feet per second, this would have to take a lot of force to pull back.
exactly. And a little pro tip for anyone who gets this is if you remove the little dart tooth, which is this little piece right here that flaps in the middle there, you can get about a 10 or 20 FPS boost. So you can get up to 75 to 80 FPS. No modification, no like real major modification, just removing one little part. So that's pretty cool too.
Exactly. And even as it is right now, if you go into this judging like we judge this as a primary, this is a secondary. Like this is meant to be holstered on your hip for when
Oh
your
yeah.
primary goes down, you could just quickly snap off a shot.
It fits in my pocket really easily.
And to be honest, it wouldn't be hard to make a holster for this. Like get a duct tape holster, put it in like
Yeah,
this, make sure you have enough ample room, then you can just
exactly. It's really well made. Another thing I also want to commend Dart Zone on is they've had issues with this in the past, and that is like the cylinder rotating good on stuff. Because a lot of their old, like a lot of their cylinder blasters, specifically Springer ones, you can sometimes you'll see like rotation issues, even with like the Villainator and stuff. Sometimes it won't line up. They really did a good job here. The only time I've had dart skips are when I don't pull the trigger all the way, but otherwise it's good. Hello, Mike Dizzle. um, I also want to say that the way this is built, I really like it because most double action, the trigger bends in one way. This, the trigger goes in all the way and makes it a lot like a better pull, and also allows you to keep your balance really well and actually like aim the blaster.
exactly like if you're having trouble with accuracy because of this, just treat this more like a standard pistol, hold it out and make sure you brace your hand and you can do that.
That's too like one
Also,
like
don't
downside I guess I would say is I would definitely not recommend this to people with like small hands. You have to have some big hands And you have to be kind of used to this style of blaster.
Yeah.
Okay, what in the heck? We got people in chat saying rival rounds. Let's just put it that way. We're just gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna time them out. Hold on. We don't do that crap here.
That we do not.
I didn't say I wouldn't laugh at it though. Anyhow, loading this thing is also, I really like it too. Like, this blaster is really legitimately impressive. I think they found the perfect balance of getting good performance without making it too hard to prime.
Exactly.
Hello, Monkey VP.
And I feel like if you really wanted to, I actually have been trying to discuss with this. I feel like if you shave away some of this trigger eventually, you might be able to get it to a more comfortable grip. However, the trigger mainly is just one solid piece. And one thing I also got to commend them on, this plastic is actually really good.
Oh
No,
yeah,
these are dark zone.
It's nice. Like, the thing about shaving the triggers, I don't know. It does seem like a solid piece, but I can't really tell. We might have to wait till we get like a 3D printed trigger replacement. But like,
Either that or one of us could open it up and see what's in it.
Like for me personally, I have massive hands, so like this is fine for me. But like for anyone with average size or smaller hands, it's going to be a little bit, difficult. But I feel like you can get used to it, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, because again, like if you're holding it like this, it's a little uncomfortable. What I've actually started to do now that I see it's a little more comfortable, move up your grip just a little bit, and then of course have proper trigger discipline, and it actually gets a little more comfortable.
Oh yeah, that works great. But I'm surprised how reliable this is working. No cylinder skips besides actual user error. Getting good ranges from the testing I've done so far, getting about 50-foot ranges, which is like really acceptable for a sidearm.
Also,
Good
really good
capacity.
accuracy as well.
Yeah, for a double action, like this is unbelievably accurate. The only one that's even like close to as accurate, I would say, is the nail biter, because you actually have like a lot more like a stock point and stuff like that you can do with.
Yeah,
But no,
and
they knocked it out of the park with this. Those
honestly, I
are
think
nice. Yes. Have a great night, people. Meter. Um, this is a Nerf stream, so if you don't like it, you can go.
yeah.
Where's
Honestly,
our
I think what
people?
I really like about this one is I love how it's a pistol because again, we don't have a whole lot of these.
Oh no, we only have one.
Yeah, and I personally love double action. Double action is so much fun. I just wish they could do it more. However, it's very difficult to do. And the only thing I wish they would have done with this is I wish we could have gotten a regular trigger, but I
That's
understand why.
true. I feel like though, like here's the thing with the regular trigger, you do have to worry about it hurting your finger, and that can because with the Snapfire 8, it has a regular trigger, and it has even a little dial you can turn power, and when you turn it to full power, the trigger is not fun to pull, and this kind of disperses it, makes it easier. But
And you see the way he's firing that. Like it's I'm amazed with how quick you can actually get this to fire off. And as
yeah,
well, they've managed to master this well to where the trigger pull is what rotates the cylinder.
it works really reliably.
Where I'm really happy it wasn't pull the trigger and then it rotates. For some reason, I'm not a big fan of that system. This one, I really enjoy.
Yeah. And I really do like though how extremely easy it is to get relatively tight groupings. Even like using it one hand and going fast, you can get some accurate shots.
Exactly. And again, if you're ever worrying about accuracy, just treat it like an actual pistol. Also,
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but I do notice that if you do use the iron sights to this, it actually tends to point down. So I feel like you would have to angle this just a little up.
Yeah. That is something I noticed. Like the biggest problem I have with going fast is that I will accidentally forget to pull the trigger all the way, and we'll rotate the barrel once. But
Yeah.
other than that, like the rotation's perfect. Um, but you can like totally aim this.
Exactly, and it works amazing. Like I'm really surprised with it. Like again, this is one of Dart Zone's cheaper offerings. However, they've given us probably the best sidearm I think we've had. Like a good like stock sidearm. Like I'm
Yeah,
not being like I'm a fan of the hammer shot, and then there's a strong arm, the destructor, and all that. The reason why I
yeah,
think this is a really good one is because this is for those kinds of players who have a sidearm but they forget about it because
exactly.
there's many different uses for a sidearm and a primary. For a lot of people, some people don't like to use their sidearm, but they always have it on them. And there's some people who like to use their sidearms like all the time. However, this is the perfect one for those who are just mainly wanting like to run your primary, but have this as a sidearm. You can forget about it. Your main blaster goes down, and it's like, oh crap.
Yeah, and it's complicated. No bells and whistles. Like one advantage I do think this has over like hammer prime blasters is that it's I think it's a lot easier to do it one handed, and you don't have to worry too much about breaking your grip.
Oh, exactly. Especially when you think about it, because like the fact that this is already ready to go and fire as soon as you're ready to pull it out of the holster, it's an amazing feature.
Like this is definitely like if it pulls up in testing, it's definitely replacing my sweet revenge, that's for sure. I absolutely adore this thing so much.
And it's in your color.
What's that?
And it's in your color.
And it's in my color. Technically, I actually do want to paint this my like actual kind of my like kind of blue yellow colors, but yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this. I didn't think this is actually. I think the first. I would say this is the first practical double action, for sure.
Agreed. Like, again, the trigger's really the only gripe, but even with it, it's not trying to be like something that you use like all the time. This is something that get a duct tape holster, put it in your hip, and forget about it. And then when you need it, just pull it.
Yeah, like I also say this: if you do have big hands like me, I personally could see myself using this as like a dedicated sidearm for almost any role. But like if you have like kind of smaller hands, or if it's like you don't like the trigger, it still works as kind of an emergency sidearm that you forget about. Like either way, this thing is amazing.
Exactly. Like, good job on the Start Zone. Like, I really do mean that. Like, you've actually made like a solid pistol.
Yeah, like this is good. This is really good. I've talked to people who like this is. I don't know if it would go this extreme because it depends on preferences. I talked to people saying that this is replacing their hammer shot as their sidearm.
I'll say this: as I am a hammer shot main, and I will always be, this is still a really good option. And to be honest, if I had a holster for this, I'd like to bring this to a game and see how well it actually holds up because I have
Oh
a
yeah,
really good holster for my hammer shot. And to be honest, I love that holster because like it sits good on my body, and I can sometimes forget it's there. If I can get a holster for this and actually put it on my hip, and I like forget it's there, I would be content. Oh, hey,
yeah.
what up, dude?
CSG in the chat. Hello, we got someone we know in the chat now. Also, like this is really well made. I absolutely am like blown away by how good this is.
Agreed.
Also, the modability here too. Like you can upgrade the spraying. It would be very hard on your hands, but you can get this thing to go to like pretty big numbers.
Exactly. Just get rid
Oh, I
of.
saw the video. That was the Desperado is $8.88. So a really good price. Like
Yeah,
unbelievably good.
it should be available on Walmart shelves right now. If not, just check their website because for
Yeah.
some reason it's not on the shelves at my WalMarts. However, I found this in a local town that's like 45 minutes away from me.
Yeah. This just get right in my local Walmart. I'm blown away. Oh man, I just got an idea. Get a second one.
Oh no, dude, it's perfect. Like literally, have these.
Oh,
Like, imagine you have them in holsters like this. Just pull them out.
yes. It's just like, yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Like it's
The nail
nearby.
biter. The thing about the nail biter though is like it's good for a flanker. The problem is that the clips, the way the clip works, it's not very consistent. Like it's fun for planking, but in a Nerf war, I found that the clip will skip rounds sometimes or it won't fire, and that's just how like clips work. But
And
it's a
it's
good
because
flanker.
like, and isn't it become some of the barrels also are very loose?
Yeah, the nail biter is not great practically. I can't wait to see though what they do with this because I've seen someone. I think I saw someone put a K25 in one of these. It's almost unbearable to prime, but you can do some crazy stuff with this.
I mean, to be honest, it would make sense because this is actually where the spring is. And to
Yeah.
be honest, with that length, I think you could definitely fit a K26 in here.
Oh, for sure. And also, I do have like one small complaint. Is like now this is kind of essential when you have a trigger like this. You can't really like spin it, but I found a way. I found a way though to like kind of have a similar thing. I do this. I think I gotta get used to it, but I basically toss it up and catch it. I've been
Oh, I know what you mean.
practicing this and got pretty good at it. And that's kind of what I do instead of spinning it. I just got to get
Or you
practice it
could
a
do
little bit.
something like this. Just like,
Basically, I throw it up and catch the grip. This is something I practiced with other blasters. I've gotten really used to it, but it took me about it took me years to get the get it down. But I still have to get it down with this
yeah,
blaster.
to be honest, like, I don't think I'll ever spin this, which is
Yeah,
unfortunate. But to be, yeah. But still, like, an amazing product. And I would definitely argue, like, this would probably be Dart Zone's best sidearm, at least for stock players.
oh yeah,
Like, imagine this with, like, a Villainator.
that would be really. That's like a loadout right there.
Oh,
And
no. Imagine the Tomahawk 60 with this.
ooh, I can see it. Like another thing I'll say is like you could argue this is even better than the outlaw in some ways because like the outlaw is cool, but if you do not have strong thumbs, you are not gonna like the outlaw unless you lower the spring.
Well, the thing is, I really wouldn't play with this in a pro game. If I'm
Same
in a
here.
stock game, I would definitely like play with it. However, for like pro games, the Outlaw is something that I would pick, or the Dart Zone Pro Mark 2.1.
Yeah. I did see some interesting things though. From what I hear, if you because this thing doesn't have dart teeth too. So basically, you take out the little, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have like the spokes, in the middle, the posts, dart
Yeah,
posts. But if you take out the little lip thing here by the barrel, and you kind of cut down the barrels a little bit, this thing shoots short darts really good. And you just have to upgrade the spring just a little bit, and you can get about 120 FPS with short darts with this thing.
I mean, yeah, they fit in here,
Yeah.
but
Like
because
for a
the
stock game though, like I agree with CSG, it's a good plinker, but like for a stock game, this is great. Like this is absolutely fantastic. Oh man, I can't wait to. I've been
I would
playing with
definitely
this
only
all day.
suggest probably maybe brass these barrels for these darts, but
Well, here's the cool thing: the way these new barrels, they're actually using a new design for the barrels. You know how Dart Zone has like an issue with some of their cylinders, like where the darts, if the darts aren't new, they'll fall out of the barrel, like with the Villainator.
yeah,
Well, they changed the barrel design, so it's actually a flared barrel. It starts out wide, and then the barrel gets like thinner and tighter as it goes down. So
yeah,
it
because
holds
I have
even used darts really well.
yeah, because I have a half length dart stuck in here right now.
Dang it, you can't shoot that unless you remove the little dart tooth thing.
Huh? Interesting, because it did this.
But it's very interesting. Dart Zone actually confirmed that they designed this to be modded with. Like that's all their new stuff is designed to be modded.
And that is amazing because at least someone is paying attention to our hobby's needs.
Yeah.
Because these, not so much.
Oh, don't remind me.
Well, you have a video out on them. I haven't even released one yet.
Yeah. Will you guys review it? Just confirming. Oh yeah, we're gonna review these. The question is, who's gonna get the review out first?
To be honest, I don't know, because I think for me, I want to get my reviews out for the pro stuff first, and then save
Yeah.
this.
My biggest problem is I gotta finish Nerf Archives. There's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah, because I guess I could show it off real quick what I have for review. So this one is obviously the main one. I do have both Pro Blasters to review, which this will be fun. And then actually something interesting that I don't think many of the audience knows I have yet. I just picked this up.
Ooh, the Maxim. CSG, if you turn me doing this into a GIF, I will come to your house. I don't know where you live, but I'll find you.
Bricko, that sounds like a threat.
That was not a threat. That was a promise.
Are you sure about that? Because if need be, we're gonna go.
It is GIF. It is not GIF. I will fight anyone who says otherwise. The creator of GIF itself said it's pronounced GIF. He made up the name, not me.
Who?
Okay, so you know like how people argue if it's a GIF or a GIF?
Yeah.
Well, the creator of it himself said he created it with, and he called it a GIF. That's the name he gave it. It's GIF. And I will. Anyhow, back to the. Oh, you're on vacation, so I can't find you. I'm just kidding around. I'm not. I don't go hunting people down. That's not what I do.
Yeah, no, I've seen him creeping out my window a few times, but it's all good.
Yeah. That's just And now FaZe, he might try to find you with a Lowe's bucket. That's what he. For some reason, he has an obsession with Lowe's buckets.
Very true.
Anyhow. Oh, dude, I feel like a cowboy, just like.
Oh no, like literally, like just grab a dart, have it loaded in here, like make sure it's right, and just it's high noon. It's so smooth. FaZe will find me. He commented, "What the f" at the one in Burgo Straven then.
Right.
I gotta hunt down that dart.
I'm really liking this. I think Darzo made a complete win here. This might be one of their best stock blasters.
Agreed. And even with all the hate that one particular person has been hating on this is awesome.
Yeah. And again, the trigger is nothing like I want to say this for this one person. The trigger is absolutely nothing like the Pixelator. I own a Pixelator. I've used it. I've tested it. I can tell you right now the trigger is miles better than a Pixelator. It's pretty much the same as I would say a nail biter. The nail biter might have a little bit more of a better trigger in my opinion, but it's pretty much the same.
Another one. Remember that one big thing, whatever it is, the trigger
fire.
That thing sucks to pull. Like I've pulled it before. I don't like it. This I could run out of war all day. That sucks.
I do want to say, I am noticing in testing, I'll accidentally not pull it all the way, and it'll rotate a barrel, and I'll skip a dart. But that's just a skill issue.
Skill issue.
Yeah.
But that is something that I've even noticed as well. You have to be very deliberate with your pull. If need be, you can try shooting it like this to ensure you get a accurate pull every time.
Yeah.
But just be cautious. Find what works best for you. And this, again, you're not really meant to use this as a primary. Now, if you use this as a secondary, it's perfect. It's funny how, at least as of now, all the chats since I came in. It's just me.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know who else is in here. So
yeah. There's 9 people watching. That's amazing. Um, yeah. Well, thankfully it's you because before it was just a bunch of spam comments and people I've never seen before in this stream. So,
yeah.
all right. I absolutely love just like drawing this out, just like putting it in my pocket because it fits in my pocket really well. And just yeah, I'm loving this thing.
Agreed.
You've only known me for about a week, which is crazy.
Well, at least he knows you. I don't think he knows me as much.
Not really. Like he knows about you through phase. So yeah. By the way, who's ever watching, go subscribe to Spider Avenger Miller.
Because I guess every other YouTuber now is a Gap. Do you have a? Okay.
Oh my
No.
gosh. I hope that's a typo. Either way, he's getting timed out. Oh wait, no. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You almost said it too.
Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So apparently, other YouTubers are trying to get me to 1,000 subscribers. So it was just a dumb spammer texting something stupid. So I blocked him.
Yeah. By the way, when Spider gets to 1,000, I'm going to challenge him to a duel, and I'm going to win.
Excuse me.
I mean, look, I'm just stating facts.
We can see when I get up there.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed. Especially the fact that I have a film coming out like next week. So
Oh yeah.
He's gonna lose.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, you know how good I am with lightsaber combat. You should
Not
have watched my
lightsaber
film.
fight. I'm talking about a good old fashioned, drawing match.
Oh no. If we're doing a drawing match, I'm going with my old classic. However, if you want to do this, it'd be cool. We'll just see who has the better hip fire.
Yeah. Bricko isn't ready for Spider. What's that supposed to mean?
I think he knows who's winning.
Yeah, he thinks he knows who's winning. I do like though that the darts are well encased in this thing, which means you can put this in your pocket without damaging the dart heads.
Also, the fact that it's actually a tight fit. Like, I really respect that. Like, of course, Spider's gonna obliterate my bricker. Yes, I will, and I will make sure it's on camera. But yes, of course, with an older dart, the fit in here is going to be a little loose. But even with that, it's still like an amazing fit.
It's amazing. Like, because again, like I've always complained about Dart Zone's issues with their barrels and their cylinders. Like specifically with cylinder blasters, the darts just don't hold in well if they're like used. If they're brand new, they're fine. But like my biggest complaint with the Villainator is darts will fall out of it like crazy. And
yeah,
I don't know what they did, but it's really good with this. Well, I do know what they did.
I can attest to that because I've used a Villainator in a war, and I love the Villainator. But holy crap, man! I got frustrated with that thing a lot.
Crap, man! What kind of superhero is that? Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm really liking that Dart Zone pulled this off, and this is Dart Zone's first try too. So, like, Dart Zone, you gonna do any more of these? I would love to see an actual true double action, but like, imagine like a double action blaster like this, but it's like a Villainator drum.
Oh, that would be perfect.
I would do like Dart Zone doing a trigger fire style blaster, but doing it good would be amazing.
Well, imagine if they did it like an actual rifle, like not like any weird nonsense. It's just it actually worked. Why does Desperado look like the Snapfire, the Elite one?
It kind of does, I guess.
Somewhat.
Okay, look, squint your eyes. It does have the same shape as the Snapfire. That's hilarious. Like on the screen, like look at the screen on here. Squint your eyes. It literally looks like the Snapfire.
I can see it.
That's funny. I didn't
Well,
even. I was thinking, like, what are we talking about?
It's also the fact that, again, it's the first pistol that we've had of this in a very long time.
Yeah, since Dark Tag. So yeah.
Which, where the heck did all that go? Squinting eyes. Yes, it has the same color and the proportion measurements. About there, the grip, it needs to be a little longer and not much of a beaver tail in the back.
Yeah. Also, I kind of had a thought it would be funny because it looks like they could have turned this into like the same stock point the Spectrum had, so you could put like a Villainator stock on here. I know it's stupid, but it would be kind of cool.
Well, we got to remember where Dart Zone's going because they're not really doing that anymore. They're thankfully doing actual end strike stocks, which
That is true.
is much appreciated.
Also, I do want to say, look how thin this blaster is.
And that is another example of why, like, again, this can literally slide into a pocket and be a holster. Hey, it's Mark. Mark's in here.
Dang, I'm in love with this. Hey, hello, Mark's Gaming Posts. But like, I'm really liking because like this is a regular pocket, nothing special about it, and it fits in there perfectly. I can draw this out like perfectly fine because it's so sleek and well designed.
What is that kind of blaster? Is it Nerd? It's from a company called Dart Zone. It's a off-brand company to Nerf, but it's their main competitor right now.
Nerf is more of the off-brand company at this point.
Yeah, because even this with like literally the first like attempt at a rev trigger like this is better than this.
Exactly. Absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, guys, I do have to go, but it's been a fun stream, and I got to go a little longer than I thought. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I got to pick up a lot of darts. Actually, I shot quite a few. I'm almost out. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining CSG. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Much love, blast on, and stay tactical.
Stay tactical. Thank you, Mark's Gaming Post, for staying.
All right. Later.
Bye-bye.